this is Mohamed MOhideen from Adithya School of Business Management. I'm doing MBA program. Today we are going to do a business process learning video. For that we have chosen a brand KFC.
KFC original recipe chicken. Wait, knife and fork?
Oh yeah, it's our original recipe in a steak.
No bones?
All meat. Still finger-licking good.
First of all, I show my gratitude to our beloved professor and Sundar Pandyan sir for giving this opportunity. KFC is one of the most popular brands in the world. KFC was founded by Colin Hardland Sanders, an entrepreneur who began selling fried chicken for his roadside restaurants in Corbin, Kentucky during the Great Depression. Sanders identified the potential of the restaurant franchising concept, and the first Kentucky Fried Chicken franchisee was opened in Utah in 1952. KFC popularized chicken in the fast food industry, diversifying the market by challenging the established dominance of the hamburgers. By branding himself as a Colin Sanders, Hardland became a prominent figure of American culture history, and his image remains widely used in KFC advertising to this day. However, the company's rapid expansion overwhelmed again Sanders, and he sold it to the group of investors by John Y. Brown Jr. and Jack M.C. McLean in 1964. KFC was one of the first American fast food chains to expand internationally, opening outlets in Canada, the United Kingdom, Mexico, and Jamaica by the mid-1960s. Throughout the 1970s and 1980s, it expressed mixed fortune domestically as it went through a series of changing corporate ownership with little or no experience in the restaurant business. In the early 1970s, KFC was sold to the spirit distributor Hebelin, which was taken over by R.J. Reynolds Foods and Tobacco Colgate. The company sold the chain of PepsiCo. The chain continued to expand overseas. However, and in 1987, it became the first Western restaurant chain to open in China. It has since expanded rapidly in China, which is now the company's single large market. PepsiCo spins off its restaurant division and as a Tricon Global Restaurant, which later changed its names to Brands. KFC original product is preserved fried chicken pieces seasoned with Sanders' recipe of 11 herbs and spices. This constitution of the recipe are the trade secret. Large proportion of fried chicken are served in cupboards, buckets, which has become a feature of chain since it was first introduced by franchisee Peter Hammond in 1957. Since the early 1990s, KFC was expand its menu to offer other chicken products such as chicken fillets, sandwich and wraps, as well as salads and side dishes such as French fries and colas, desserts and soft drinks. The latter often supplied by PepsiCo. KFC is known for its slogan, "It's finger licking good." Nobody does chicken like KFC, and so good. Remaining will be continued by my team member Dinrag.
Hello everyone, this is Dinrag and I will continue with the features of the brand KFC. KFC popularized chicken in the fast food industry, diversifying the market by challenging the established dominance of the hamburger. In 1960, the company had around 200 franchised restaurants. By 1963, this had grown up to over 600 units, making it the largest fast food operation in the United States. In 1963, Sanders met John Y. Brown, a young Kentucky encyclopedia salesman, who explained that he was keen to join the company. Sanders instead proposed the sales of the company, as he lacked an obvious or willing heir among his relatives. Lacking sufficient funds himself, Brown convinced the financier Jack and Mazie to provide 60% of the acquisition capital and provided a major contribution himself. with smaller contributions from the franchise holder, Pete Harmon, and company officials, Lee Cummings and Harlan Adams. Sanders then began to have doubts about selling the company, as some members of his family were against it. The group acquired the company in 1964 for $2 million US. The contract included a lifetime salary for Sanders and the agreement that he would be the company's quality controller and trademark. KFC had become the sixth largest restaurant chain in the US by sales volume by 1967, and 30% of sales were takeout. Brown felt that the company had to expand quickly, or else emerging rivals such as Church's Chicken would steal the company's lead. 863 outlets were opened in 1968. The company's growth pushed its stock value to stratospheric levels, according to Reuters, and in 1969 it was listed on the New York Stock Exchange. Meanwhile, KFC entered into ventures with other companies. Brown believed that the Colonel Sanders brand could be used to market anything, and launched the Kentucky Roast Beef restaurant chain and Colonel Sanders Inn's motels. The two ventures quickly failed. That same year, KFC entered into a joint venture with the California-based fish and chips chain Salt Fish and Chips, which proved more successful, although the stake was ultimately divested in 1980. Massey resigned as chairman of the company in March 1970, and Brown took over his role. The chain had reached 3,000 outlets in 48 countries by 1970, but expansion was often chaotic and poorly executed. When he was promoted to regional manager, Dave Thomas complained that the company had become too corporate, sent him a lot of Mickey Mouse memos, and that Brown lacked motivational skill. A member of KFC senior management described the international strategy as throwing some much against the map on the wall and hoping some of it would stick. The first outlet in Japan was opened after just 2 weeks preparation, and it proved to be a costly failure, losing 4 lakh US dollars during its opening month and wasting more chicken than it sold. Operational problems becomes clear in July 1971, after the company reported its first even profit loss from the prior 6 months period. That's all about my part. Remaining will be explained by my teammate Nijaz. Thank you.
Hi everyone, this is Nijaz and I am continuing with the brand KFC. In July 1986, Reynolds sold KFC to PepsiCo for a book value of $8,050 million, around US $1.8 billion in 2013. At the time, PepsiCo had interest in soft drinks and snacks, and also on the restaurant chains Pizza Hut and Taco Bell. Reynolds divested KFC in order to pay off debt related to its recent purchase of PepsiCo and to its concentrate on its tobacco and packaged food business. It was anticipated that PepsiCo would bring their merchandise expertise to the company. Dan Koppel of Adweek believed that the chain had been suffering from corporate neglect, menu stagnation, and mixed marketing messages. Nancy Geigs of Advertising Age felt that the chain had been smartly revived by R.J. Reynolds. KFC chairman Richard Mayer was of the opinion that Reynolds had treated their restaurants division as a hobby. PepsiCo's acquisition was seen by some analysts as a means for the company to increase its soft drink sales. PepsiCo chairman D. Wayne Calloway denied that soft drink preference was a factor in the KFC takeover. KFC management had previously given franchisees the freedom to sell any soft drinks they wanted, but PepsiCo stated that it hoped it could convince them to stock Pepsi products. Before the takeover, only 1,000 of the 6,500 KFC outlets sold Pepsi Cola, and PepsiCo switched 1,800 company-owned stores to their own soft drink with immediate effect. The purchase of KFC by PepsiCo led to some fast food competitors switching from PepsiCo to Coca-Cola. One of the first to switch was Wendy's, whose chairman Robert Barney said, "Interests are now in conflict with Wendy's, and we will not support a company that is trying to make our customers its customers." Burger King, which had switched from Coca-Cola to PepsiCo in 1983, returned to Coca-Cola in 1990, citing the growth of the PepsiCo chains as a large factor in the switch. By 1998, the majority of KFC franchisees had agreed to stock PepsiCo soft drink products. In November 1987, KFC became the first Western restaurant chain in China, with an outlet in Beijing in 1989. First quarter sales at KFC rose 30% to US $280 million. In July, President and CEO Richard Mayer left KFC in order to become the CEO at Kraft Foods and was replaced by John Cranor III. International growth and franchise disputes under John Cranor III Zinger chicken burgers in India. In August 1989, Cranor proposed amendments to the existing 1976 contract for US franchisees. PepsiCo could take over weak franchises, existing restaurants would not be safeguarded against competition from new outlets, and PepsiCo would have the right to increase royalty fees. The contract proved controversial amongst franchisees who countered with a lawsuit, and the issue was not resolved until 1996. PepsiCo was accused of behaving in an imperious manner towards franchisees, who it believed were holding back the firm's growth, while the franchisees believed that they had been the backbone of the company during a succession of indifferent corporate owners. Cranor spent $42 million restructuring the company's operations worldwide. He invested an additional $50 million to refurbish outlets and $20 million on a new computer system to link outlet cash registered to the kitchen drive-through window, manager's office, and company headquarters. Cranor also expanded the chain into non-traditional locations, beginning with a 150 square feet limited menu kiosk at a General Motors assembly plant at Dayton, Ohio. Between 1986 and 1991, the chain built a further 2,000 outlets to bring its total numbers to 8,500, and sales grew from 3.5 to 6.2 billion. The chain had to contend with the rise of grilled chicken as Americans became the increasingly health conscious. KFC found itself competing against the growing El Pollo Loco restaurant chain, as well as with Burger King, which had just introduced the BK broiler, a grilled chicken. Delays in product development, cramped kitchens, and the ongoing franchisee contract dispute prevented the chain from rolling out a grilled product of its own. In March 1991, the KFC name was officially adopted, although the chain was already widely known by that initialism. So this is all about the brand KFC. Now let me conclude with this. Thank you. Have a good day.